Good morning, everyone. Tamil Nadu's 2026 assembly election was not defined simply by who owned the most seats. Instead, it was shaped by regional volatility, constituency level party transition, and increasingly competitive elections. Hi, I am Shilpa, and that is the key findings from my analysis of Tamil Nadu's election results between 2021 and 2026. So, to understand the shifts, I used PostgreSQL for data analysis and Tableau for visualization. My objective was to identify regional political changes, party transitions, and emerging swing constituencies that could help to influence future elections. So, the analysis was guided by three key questions. Number one, which region experienced the highest political volatility? Number two, how many constituencies changed their winning parties? And the last one, did elections become more competitive over time? Well, let me walk you through the three major stories that emerged from the data. Well, so So, the first story is that political volatility was uneven across regions. When comparing constituencies' outcome between 2021 and 2026, I found that some regions experienced significantly higher political shifts than others. You can see here the South region recorded the highest volatility with 38 constituencies changing political control. Then here you can see the Chennai Metro followed with 30 flipped constituencies. In contrast, the Delta region only 15 flips, making it most stable region in the state. Well, so this finding suggests that political change was not uniform across Tamil Nadu. Instead, voter preferences shifted more aggressively in certain regions while remaining relatively stable in others. For analysts and media organizations, this means regional trends are becoming increasingly important for understanding election outcomes. So, now let's move to the second story. So, my second story focuses on constituency level party transitions. Across Tamil Nadu, 163 constituencies changed winning parties between 2021 and 2026. One of the most significant transitions was from DMK to TVK, which occurred 65 constituencies. What makes these findings interesting is that most transitions occurred between major regional parties rather than entirely new political blocs. So, this suggests that the election was driven more by shifts in voter support among established competitors rather than the emergence of completely new voting blocs. In other words, political competition intensified within the existing political landscape. So, here I will end the second story and will move to the story number 3 and my last story. Okay, so the third story is the rise of electoral competitiveness. One of the strongest indicators of competitiveness is victory margin. In 2021, the average victory margin was, you can see here, it's 22,871 votes. By 2026, that figure had fallen to 16,784 votes. This represents a decline of approximately 27%. A shrinking victory margin means that many elections were decided by smaller differences in voter preference. As margins become narrower, more constituencies become potential swing seats where relatively small changes in voter behavior can significantly alter election outcomes. Well, so this trend indicates that Tamil Nadu's elections are becoming more competitive and less predictable. So, when we connect these three findings together, a clear pattern emerges. Regional volatility created political shifts in specific part of the state. Those shifts translated into constituency level party transitions. At the same time, declining victory margins produced tighter contest. Together, these three trends point towards increasing electoral competitiveness rather than stable party dominance. This leads to the headline findings of my analysis. Tamil Nadu's 2026 election was shaped by regional volatility, party transitions, and increasingly competitive constituencies. Before, conclude, Before concluding, it is important to acknowledge the limitations. Well, this analysis focused on constituency outcomes and electoral patterns rather than individual candidate behavior. Turnout analysis and reserved constituency patterns were outside of the scope of this project. Therefore, the findings identify patterns in electoral change but do not establish the underlying causes of voter behavior. Based on these three findings, my editorial recommendation for ATLIC is to focus on future election coverage on three areas: high volatility region where political shifts are concentrated, closely contested constituencies where victory margins are shrinking, and emerging swing states where small changes in voter preferences may determine future election outcomes. Well, so these areas are likely provide the earliest signals of political change and offer the most valuable opportunities for election storytelling. To conclude, Tamil Nadu's next major political shifts may be determined less by traditional strongholds and more by increasingly competitive swing constituencies. Well, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, and I will wait for your valuable feedback. Thank you.